Today we'll go into detail about the DQ, double-ended queue, and we'll have an example of double-ended queue. And what is most important in double-ended queue is that how to implement this double-ended queue and what all functions are required for implementing a simple queue into double-ended queue. So there are some functions we need to go in detail whenever we are writing any double-ended queue. So we'll have some practice session today on some examples, and we'll go in detail about that. So we'll start with DQ. Now, as we went through the previous collection framework, now we are entering into this queue interface, and queue interface is been inherited by a DQ name interface. This is again been displayed in blue color. So we'll find that it is nothing but an interface which is being created from another interface, that is queue. So this DQ is having one class called as array DQ. So we'll be implementing this DQ, and we'll be checking how this will be created and how this is different from the priority queue or linked list queue, what you have created using a queue as an interface. So as far as functionality of DQ is concerned, it is somewhat very different than compared to the DQ. But what is different is that there are two, three functions which are being added into this, which are only implemented in array DQ. We cannot use that functions in any another classes. So what are the list of the functions that will go into detail in this session today itself. So now we'll be moving further. So now DQ is a double-ended queue. Now it is used to add or remove data element from either head or tail. So you can add from head also and you can remove from the tail also. Same way you can add also and remove from the tail also. So now where it is present? So it is present in java.util.dq interface. Is the name of interface which is present in your java.util interface package, and it is used by DQ in Java, which is a subtype of Java util.q interface. So actually, this is an interface DQ, which is inherited from Q as an interface. So we'll be using this as an interface, and we'll go into detail of how to create this object. Now, what is exactly a DQ? We'll have a diagrammatic representation of what is exactly a DQ is. So what we have seen previously is a DQ is a double-ended queue, and as far as a simple queue is concerned, it is first come first in first out. So the format used is first in first out. And what is LIFO, last in first out, is a data structure being used by stack. So a LIFO is for stack, FIFO is for queue. So in this DQ, it is a double-ended queue. It helps in adding and removing element from the data structure, either by or the head or tail. So it is using either a LIFO or a FIFO. So both the parts are present in DQ. So double-ended queue is nothing but a combination of stack and a queue. So it represents stack also, it represents a queue also. So LIFO is for stack, FIFO, first in first out, is for queue. So now we have gone for a diagrammatic representation, assuming that we have a queue of 8 numbers, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Now this is the front side. This is front side. We have added first, and then we have at the end we have added 80. This is rear side. This is end point of this queue. Now in this double-ended queue, you can do inserting at the starting point also, and you can do deleting from the starting point also, which is not possible. And whereas this is the feature of what you call as stack. Anything which is added from end and which is removed from the end is called as a stack. So we are doing something combo part. We are entering from the end, and you can delete from the first also. You can delete from the end, and you can add from the first also. So it is a combination of stack and queue. So that's why it is called as a DQ or double-ended queue. So are you getting this one? So what is exactly the DQ is? Both the parts, both the entry and exit part are ready for inserting and deleting the elements. Is everyone getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll move further. Now we'll go into detail about exactly where it is and how it is being used. So the light color, this is a class, and dark color we are specifying it with interface. So collection, as we know, it is an interface. It is a parent of all the interfaces, and we have inherited directly a thing called as a DQ. So we are implementing a DQ. There is a queue also and DQ also. So now queue, whenever you are implementing a queue, you are indirectly using an abstract queue, and you are using a class called as a priority. But as far as you are concerned, this arrow is somewhat different. This arrow should be going into this Q1. So DQ is a part of Q. So it is implementing a Q feature. Now here are those two things. Yesterday we have seen, the day before yesterday, that we are using a linked list for creating a DQ, double-ended queue. You are using linked list for creating queue also. Same way here there is a separate class called as array DQ. So this is array DQ. You are here adding an array of double-ended queue, and it is a class. Now this is a class which is a child of this interface called as a DQ. So the features of DQ are being inherited into this array DQ, and we will be using only this class for creating a double-ended. The name of the class is array DQ. So in this array DQ, one second. Now it's very simple. You can create, as we know that this is an interface. All features have been implemented by DQ, and the functionality has been implemented by array DQ. So creating a function is just like a queue. In queue, you are using creating an object of queue by taking the help of priority queue or linked list. You are using priority queue or linked list as a class, and you are creating object of queue. Same way in DQ, you will be creating an object of a queue, DQ, that is DQ, and by using the class called as an array queue. So in here we have used as DQ interface is present in java.util package and with the subtype of queue interface. The DQ is related to the double-ended queue that support addition or removing of element from both either from with using a LIFO and FIFO. So both that is queue and a stack can be used, and this why it is called as double-ended queue. So we call it a double-ended queue. Now there are a list of functions. Old what we have seen in the previous session, that we have gone for the add function for adding an element. We have gone for the add first for adding element at the first node, add last for adding at the rare position of your list, then contains for searching exactly that list contains that value or not. This descending iterator means iterator is an interface for displaying it in ascending order, whereas when you want to display it in reverse order, so that is a descending iterator. So it will be displaying the list or array list in reverse order. Same way, there is an element. It's just like an add. You can retrieve this element by using a function called as element. You can check whether the element is present or not. Then get first. It will be specified only for the first element of your queue. That what is the first element. Same way for getting the last element of the queue. That is get last. Then iterator for the purpose of iterating this element. Then new things. This has been added. Offer. Now see what is offer. This method is used to add an element to the tail. See this, huh? This used to add an element to the tail. What we have seen is the first, get last. This is the last. Adding element at the last. You can add element at the first position. This is add first and add last. But how to add the element at the last position? That is at the rare point. So offer is a method is used to add an element at the tail of the queue. This method is preferable to add method, since this method does not throw an exception when the capacity of the container is full, since it returns a false. So whenever it is always been preferred to go for offer, because add whenever you're using, it is showing an always an exception called as illegal state exception. If you are creating an array and you are adding an element and its size is what we are saying restricting the array or a list or a queue for some size, and still you are going for addition, then at that situation we throw an exception called as illegal state exception. If you don't want this exception to be thrown again and again, it is always preferred to go for an offer. Offer is nothing but it is same like an add. You are offering something to the list. You are offering something to the queue. So offering means adding an element. It's just like an add function. But here you will find that there is no exception being thrown by this function. So whenever you are using this function, there is no possibility of exception being thrown. So it is always been preferred to add. If you want to add an element at the tail of a queue, it is preferred to go for an offer. Now, what is offer first and offer last? These are the two functions. Now, this method is used to add an element to the head of the queue. So you have to specify the head of the queue, and you can add an element at the head of the queue. This method is preferable to the add first. So here you have seen the add first. It is same like add first. You will be adding by using a function called as offer first. Thing is that it never throws an exception. It does not throw an exception. Whereas when you go for add first, it may throw an exception called as illegal state exception, just like an add function. Same way, if you are this method, so now this is offer last. Now this method is used to add an element at the tail of a queue. So for adding at the front side, at the starting point of a queue, you are using offer first. And for adding an element at the end of the queue, you are using offer last. So offer first and offer last is same like add first and add last. But difference is that add first and add last is throwing some exception at runtime, whereas offer first and offer last never throws an exception, but it has a return type called as an false. So there is no issue of creating an exception in these things. So I think the remaining functions we have already done, will have to go for this offer. You can just replace your previous example with add first, add last with offer first, offer last. If you want to use add, if you don't want to use add in queue, you can use an offer as a function. There is nothing, just only the change in the function name. Rest all the functionality will remain as it is. So add first and add last. Replace those with offer, offer first, and offer last. You will get the same output. There is no change. Now we'll go for the new functions again into that. That is a peak function. Peak first and peak last. We have already seen this into some concept called as uh, stack. In concept called as a vector. So in vector we have gone to peak first and peak last, and pull first and pull last. So this is what the function will be used. Now what is exactly peak is? This method is used to retrieve the element at the head. So what peak will be doing? It will be checking the first element of this list. So it will be retrieve the element at the head of the queue and doesn't remove the element just for the purpose of reading those elements. Same way, peak first is a method to retrieve the element at the head of the D queue, but doesn't remove the element from the D queue. It's just like same. Peak and peak first are same for purpose of execution, whereas peak last is for the purpose of retrieving the element at the tail of the D queue. So you can, if you want to retrieve, if you want to read the element from the tail, you have to use peak last. The peak function is always used for reading the elements, not for the deleting the elements. Peak is for only purpose of reading the element. Well, when you go for pull function, so pull will be reading that element and that will be removing that element also. So in this method, it will retrieve and remove the element at the head of the queue. So pull will be removing the first element of the queue, and it will return and it will occupy its space with empty space. So that will element will be removed. And whereas when you go for pull first and pull last, specifically pull first will be removing the first element. Here, as an it can be parameterized, so you can remove any element at the runtime by using a pull by specifying the value. But when you go for pull first and pull last, is specifically it is for removing the first element. Pull last is for removing the last element in the push and pop. Now, what is when you call go for pull? Pull uh, is used to remove the element at the head of the DQ. That is pull. And when you go for pull first, it is for the removing the head, removing the head of the queue. So see, there is a difference between the pull first and push. Push is somewhat different. For pull and pull first. When you go for pull, it will be removing the head of the queue, and pull last will be removing the tail of the queue. But when you go for pop, pop will be removing the element of from the head. So pop will be removing the head element, just like. And when you go for push, push method will be adding an element at the DQ. In the DQ AQ, it will be added at the last position. So push. Then remove first and remove last. Same way, remove first will be removing from the head of the queue, and remove last will be removing from the tail of the queue. So same, just like your pull first and pull last. Same, remove first and remove last. And the common function, that is a size function, to check the size of this link queue, or you can be used for array list also, for checking the size, for linked list also, for stack also, for queue also. So this function is generic. You can use anywhere for the purpose of getting the size of this list. Now, how to create is again a big question for us. So as we know that this is a DQ, and DQ is in itself an interface. So you cannot this directly. So as far as this DQ is concerned, it is public interface DQ, which extends queue. So DQ itself is nothing but an extension of queue. So DQ is an interface. So whenever we are creating an object of DQ, so what we have to do is that it is been implemented, as we know, that is implemented as introduced as generics in Java 1.5 onwards. So DQ will find in this collection framework from the version 1.5. Before 1.5, DQ was not there in Java collection framework. So now it is. This is again major important thing. This is type safe queue. So whenever you are creating an object of queue, is that, so we have to, on the left hand side, we have to specify the interface, that is DQ, object of queue, whether you want to an integer queue, or a string queue, or a character queue, or an object queue. So that should be specified in this angular brackets, and this angular bracket will be specified with the name of object what the name you want to give this DQ. And the right hand side you will find this is the name of a class. So we are creating an object of DQ with the help of a class called as an array DQ, and we are specifying the object. So if I want to create object of a DQ which contain only string, so I have to specify string here and string here. If I want to specify, I create object of integer here and integer there. So whenever you are creating an object of DQ, you need to understand that DQ object is created not directly by indirect way, that is generic way, by specifying the name but with array DQ and the new keyword for creating this array DQ. So this is the only way of creating double-ended queue. There is no alternates. So adding an element. This is one simple example how we can add an element. So there are different functions. Add function can be adding just like a general data structure. So anything which we added, it will be concatenated one by after the another. So there will be an algorithm. The first which will be added, then the second will be added, and third will be added. It will not allow to add any situation and any point. So it will be following the index number. But when you go for, there are two another types of function called is add first and add last. So if you want to add something at the start of a queue, you have to use add first. And if you want to add any element at the last of the queue, you have to specify the function called as a add last. So add first and add last are alternates addition to this add function, and it will be adding element into your queue. Now, very simple example. We'll go into execution of this, but first we'll go for the exact how it is created. So as you know that DQ and array classes and interfaces which are present in util package. So here first thing is that you have to implement util package. Then a public class, the name I have given ex1, that example one, and I have written public static void main string array and with arg as an argument. It is that we have created a DQ object, using new array DQ. So you have to specify, you have to keep in mind the syntax of this one. And I am as far as this DQ is considered, I have created a array, a queue of string. So that's why I have specified it. I have restricted the user to add only string. So here this is, and I will using a function called as DQ. This is object of queue. So DQ dot add MCA. I have added first. Now see, I have added MCA. Then I have added using a function called as add first. So IBMRD will be added before MCA, and add last will be adding Java at the end of MCA. So MCA first it will be added, then IBMRD added, but I am specifying it with saying add first. So add it will be adding before the MCA, and Java will be added after the MCA. So this will be added at the last because we have only three elements. So we'll go for adding multiple elements over there also. So we'll go for the simple example of adding this element. We'll have multiple examples of how this has been added. Very simple example. Now see the same example. Here what we have done is that we have imported the util package. We have created a class called ex1. We have created the object of array DQ with the help of interface. We call as a DQ, and we have used this MCA, and then first IBMRD and last Java. If I run this program, right click and run, you will get an output called as an IBMRD, then MCA, and then Java. See this. If I add, if I am specifying 1, 2. So whenever we go for executing, if I display this content first, so it will display me all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 4 elements will be displayed. But when I specify add first, now this IBMRD will in before the MCA. And when I use this add last, this Java will be added after this last element. So we'll see this output. So anything can be added at the first position also. Anything can be added at the last position also. So we'll get an output. The first when you go for displaying this one, so we have seen this MCA, MCA1, MCA2, MCA3, and MCA4. But when you go for adding first and add last, so add first will be adding IBMRD at the first of this queue, and Java will be added at the last of this queue. So there will be direct addition at the first position and last position. You add first and add last. So this is a simple example of using add first and add last in DQ, double-ended queue. So now we'll move further. Now, second one, remove. Now there are different functions of removing an element. So in order to remove an element from DQ, there are various methods. There are various methods. It's not a remove function. There are various methods. So we can also remove from both the ends as is a double-ended queue. So you can remove from the first also. You can remove from the last also. So DQ interface provide us with removing first also, removing last also. So remove first and remove last will be removing directly first and last element of the element. Apart from this, the interface also use the function called pull. So pull and pop. Uh, Pull and pop, pull first and pull last. So again, pull first and pull last will be removing the first and last element, just like remove first and remove last. And the pop function will be removing the element from the last one. So we can use remove first and remove last, pull first, pull last, pull also. So last element also we use. So we can this pull is a function of stack. See, this is pull is a function of push and pull. These are the function of stack. So we are using a stack functions also. And remove first and remove function last is a function of queue. So queue functions are can be used and stack function can also be used. So this is a very simple example. Again, example 2. DQ called as a DQ we are creating using an array DQ, and it is specified with MCA, IBMRD, and Java. We have added 3 elements, just like this example. We have seen same one, and I have used this function called as I have displayed this queue, and then I have used pop, pull, pull first, pull last. So we will go for direct execution of this function, and you will check how this program is getting executed. So we'll go for multiple examples. Now here what I will do is that I will again add this MCA again and different courses into this. So MCA, then MBA, then MCS, then MCM, then MSc. So we'll add this 4-5 elements and then go for executing. So I'll just display this queue first. So we'll first display the queue, then we'll add first and add last. So we'll be using this function of adding first and last. So IBMRD and Java will be adding at the first and last position. And after that, we'll go for this pull function, pull, pop, pull first, pull last. So all this will be displayed and we'll get an output in a systematic way. So we'll go for this one. Now see, first whenever we are going for this one, displaying this content, so we'll get all the queue in a very systematic way. The way we have added, the same way it will be displaying the content. So first MCA, then MBA, then MCS, then MCM, and then MSc. So all these are been displayed. Now I am using add first and add last. IBMRD will be added in front of MCA. So see, it has been added. Java at the end. So see, it has been added at the last. Now we're using different functions now. Now here again, I am displaying this queue. So it will be displaying the all elements like this we have seen. Now this is pop function. So here when we go for pop function, it is always removing the first element. So the pop function is a part of stack. So what is a stack? Stack is last in, first out. Or first in, first out. What is stack? What is stack? LIFO or FIFO?
LIFO, last in, first out.
Okay, last in, first out. So what is this pop function? This is a part of stack. So it will be removing what? First element. So see, it has removed pop, first element. So IBMRD is first element. So that will be removed first. So pop function is nothing but remove first element. Just like stack. Then what about pull? What is the function of pull? Pull is used where? In stack or queue? Push and pop. These are the function of stack. Pull is a function of what? stack queue. Okay. Now what this stack will do, after this I will be display this queue. So after removing, we'll see what is the output of this queue. So we are using a pop function first, and after this pop function, we are again using a pull function. So this one. Now first the elements are displayed. Then we have added two elements first and last position, and then we have displayed removed the first one by using a pop function. And so here after that we'll be getting MCA, MBA, and the remaining process. So first element is removed by using pop function. Now I'm saying pull. Now pool will be remaining the first element itself. So MCA again it will be removed from this one. So it is nothing but pool will be working just like a pop. So but specify this is not a function of stack. This is not a function of stack. It is just for the purpose of pulling the element. So that will be removed. I will check how whether this output is containing this element or not. So we'll go for running this program and we'll find pool will also remove this element from the array list from the queue. So see, after using pop first element, after you remove calling a pull, first element is removed, and after first again same first element will be removed. So depend upon your programming logic, you can use any function for removing the first element. So pop, pull, and pull first. These are the three functions for removing first element. These are the three functions. You can use any one of this function. You can remove the first element. And after, if you want to remove the last element, there is only one function called as a pull last. There is only one function called as a pull last. So this function is only for the purpose of removing first elements. So you can remember any three or any one: pull, pop, and pull fast. These are the three functions. And if you want to remove the last one, this is for the purpose of removing. So we'll run this program and get only one function for removing the last. That is use this. If I use remove last, there is one more function for. I want to use remove last. See, MCS is removed. So again, for the purpose of removing last element, you can use remove last. For removing the first element, pull, pop, and pull. For removing the last one, pull last, remove last. If I try to use only remove, then what will happen? You go for that also. So if I use only remove function, only remove function, whether it goes for the execution removing the element first or what is the what do you expect? First element will be removed or last element? We have only two elements now, MCS and MCM. So which one will be removed? Either MCS or MCM. What is your prediction? Bolo.
MCS, sir.
MCS. MCS, the first element. Okay. MCS is removed and only MCM is removed. So M remove function is only for the purpose of removing. Again, I'm specifying it is again a function for remove the first element. So here we'll be adding here. So this will be removing first element again. So you should always keep in mind whenever you are writing code for this, if you want to remove anything from the first, you can use a function called as a pull, pop, pull first, or remove function. And for the purpose of removing anything from the last, it is only the function called as a pull last and remove last. Okay, are you getting this one? So this is nothing but a dequeue. What is most important is that you should be able to add from the first, add from the last. You should be able to remove from the first, you should be able to remove from the last. So I think so. We have gone for the adding from the first also, adding for the last also. Same way, we have gone for the removing from the first also and removing from the last also. So adding from the first, adding from the last. Same way. Removing from the first and removing from the last. So that can be done. And if you know this one, these are the functions, that's it. That is only the purpose of creating a DQ. That is double-ended. Now we'll go for the iteration. If you want to retrieve it and how to read the first and last, all the elements. Just like previous example, in here we can use the iterator. So just like an iterator, what we have seen in a stack or vector or linked list on array list, same way the iterator can be used for the purpose of retrieving the element. So if you want to display the element in ascending order, direct there is a function called as the iterator, called as the iterator function of iterator interface. And if you want to remove display the reverse order in descending order, so that is called as a descending iterator. So for the purpose of displaying ascending is only iterator, and the purpose of displaying in descending order, that is in reverse order, this is descending iterator. So we'll go for the example same here. Third example, we have a list like this, which we have created with using a DQ as an interface and array DQ as an interclass. This function will be displaying this function will be displaying all the elements in the ascending order. So I'll be specifying it as an ascending order. So we'll say ascending, and the same functionality with some different logic. So descending iterator that will be displaying in descending order. So first we'll go for only displaying this value. So only will display the array called as q. So we'll get an q here. So when you go for directory reading with using simple system.out.println, we'll give everything in a square bracket. So we'll get an output in the square bracket. So we are getting IBMRD, MCA, then Java is a good. So we have displayed in this way. If you want to display in ascending order, dot iterator. So it is showing it ascending order. So IBMRD. See. Now see when you go for Q, one thing you have to remember is that here what I have added first element is MC. Then I have added IBMRD. Java is a good one. Now, but when I go for displaying this content, this IBMRD, which is the second element, because I have used the first add first, so that's why it is added first. And when I have gone for add last, Java is added at the last. So though we have written like this, but the output is somewhat different. So what is this? This will be displayed first one. So just remember that we are using add first and add last. So that's why this output is somewhat different. So IBMRD is being the first. So first, then MCA, then Java, because Java is added last. And then again I am adding dot add. See, I am again adding dot add position, and it is adding somewhat at other position. If I am specifying it saying another, suppose I am saying it is an DVPP. Now see, now this is not added now. It's after executing add last, it is been added. So I am running this program. So add first and add last are the current position whenever they have been added. So if I am adding DPV, this is not added at the last because I have executed this first, and then after that I have executed this part. So that's why so Java it has the third location. After executing this line, I have added this one. So it is again the fourth element, and this is DEP. This is fifth element. See, the execution of this add first and add last is at that situation whenever you are executing, you are calling that function. If I have only three elements, one element, and I am saying add first, so this add first will be added at the first of this MC. And if I am saying on third statement, I am adding this Java will be added at the last of MC. So, and after that execution, I'm starting with adding this is, so it has a separate phenomena of adding those elements. So you'll find this is added. It is not at the first, it is not at the last, it is adding at its current location. So here it has been added. Same way DVP is added at the last position. So there is no use of using add first and add last. It should be used at the last. Always been added at the last of whenever you have created want to add at the first and last node, you have to write this code at the end of this addition. If you write in between, you will find you get a very different output. So here there is a different output we are getting. Using iterator class, we are displaying everything in ascending order, and if using this descending order, we are displaying this content in a descending order, just like that. Displaying a reverse of this queue can be done by descending iterator. Okay, so we'll move further. Are you clear with this one? How to display the queue in ascending and descending order?
Yes, sir.
Now this same we have gone through. This is we are use array DQ. It is sizable array. Now what is exactly this array DQ? The array DQ class is implemented in the collector framework, provided us the way to apply resizable array. This is nothing but a resizable with double-ended. It is a special kind of array. See, it is the previous array. What this was adding at the end. Now this is a special kind of array that grows and allow user to add or remove the element from both the side of queue. You can add and remove the element from both the side of the queue. Array DQ has no capacity, so there is no need to give us capacity. What we have seen in a vector, we have given a specified size of a vector. So what should be the size of capacity of the vector, or what should be the size of a stack? Here there is no need because they're dynamic, so it is a resizable. So array DQ have no capacity restricted, and they grow as necessary to support usage. There are no; these are not thread safe. It means that is in the absence of external synchronization, ArrayDQ does not support concurrent access by multiple threads. So you can't go for concurrent executing. Multiple threads cannot work on this ArrayDQ. So for making it threadable, you have to use some different techniques. So ArrayDQ class is likely to be faster than a stack, because here we have there is here a very specific limited number of functions here we can use in stack. But when you go for ArrayDQ, there are various functionalities which can be used just like an stack and queue, and you can implement a stack in very fast way as compared to the stack, because we have an ample number of functions over there, and we can implement a queue also over here by using the functionality, and it is more faster than linked list. So previously what we have seen of creating a linked list using creating a queue using a linked list, if you want to create a queue, it is always been preferred to go for ArrayDQ because it is very faster compared to the linked list. Now it's a very simple example. Here we'll be creating a list DQ queue of various elements, and we'll be implementing various functions for this one. So there are 2-3 examples, and we'll stop today itself. So we'll go for execution of these functions. So the first one, simple functions. What we do is that we are creating a queue DQ, and we are specifying the size for the 10. So here I'll be adding 10 elements. So first 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 are being added by using directly add function, no first and no last. And then we have displayed this queue, and I have used a function called as a clear. So now this will be clear. So there will be nothing in this queue. We have added and we have removed. Then I have added add first, and we have used this function called as 564. And add first, again I am calling this add first, and I am calling this 291. Same way I am adding add last. I am using twice in this class. If we are using two twice, there is no issue. There is nothing problem of writing a code with multiple time add first and add last. Now first what we have done is that we have created all the elements, and these are been displayed. Now what is the first program? First program is that I have added first, so it has been added first. Now again I am saying that it is add 291. So again it will be added. Now it is again I am specifying it should be added first. So consider this as a first. Now it will be added again into this one, and 291 will be added. So repeated use of add first, repeated use of add last will not create an error in the queue, array queue, or in a DQ. Thing need to be understood. So this is an interview question. If you are using add first and add last multiple times, so is there an error being generated or an error being thrown by this program? So no. So it will be adding those elements at that queue first position, and or it will be adding the element at the last position. So here we'll get an output like 291, then 564, and you'll getting as it is added at the last, so 14 is displayed at the last position. Okay, are you getting? So multiple time add first and add last. Now this is one example what we have implemented many things. List इतने कॉम्प्लिकेशन में जाने के लिए इसमें जाएंगे. Now it is a DQ list. Now same way we can create a DQ using linked list. Now how? Again I want to show you this diagram. Now in this diagram what we have done is that this DQ is been implemented by using this class also, array DQ also and linked list also. So I want to go for the example for creating a double-ended queue by using linked list. So same type of example of adding first and adding last with using linked list. So linked list is used for the purpose of creating queue also. Linked list is used for the purpose of creating double-ended queue also. Linked list is also used for list also. So linked list is a very complete, a big concept. It can be used in queue also. It can be used in list also. So we'll go for executing this program. It's very simple. We'll be creating a DQ, double-ended queue, using linked list. Only changing the name from array list, array queue to linked list. That's the thing what we have done. And I have used is add first, add last, push, offer, and offer first, and remove first, remove last. So all are being here, and I will be displaying this at every interval. So मैं भी हर एक इंटरवल को उसको दिखाता हूँ. So we'll be checking the output at every interval. So what is happening over there? The program. Now see what we have done. We have used a linked list. We are creating an object using linked list, and this we have added the first element. So we are adding the first element. So the first element added is element one tail. So this will be added in this list. Now second will I am adding using a function called as add first. So the second element will be added as the first. So you will find that this has been added first prior to the same way. Third element we are using adding with using add first. So again third element will be added. So add last. So I am using add last. So third element will be added at the last. Now fourth element here is used with push. Push means what? Adding element. And where it has been added, it is always added whenever you are using push. So it will be added at the first. So here fourth element is added. This is the fourth time I am executing. So using a push function, you will be adding at the first position of this list. Same way, I am using offer. Offer is nothing but same like add. So I am using adding a fifth element. So you will find this fifth element is not added at the first position. It is added at the last position. You see this fifth one is added here over here. So see, offer will be adding element at the end. It's like an add function. Add function always add a function at the list at the end point. Same way, whenever you are using an offer function, it will be adding at the element at the last position. Now same offer first. So here we are using offer first. We are adding a sixth element. So here we have added this element, sixth element at the first of this double-ended. So see, you can add with using multiple function. Add first, add last, push, offer, and offer first. These are the all functions can be used for the purpose of adding into this linked list. And if you want to remove it, just like the previous example, you can remove the first one. So for me, the sixth is the first one. So that element is removed. So second element becomes the first element automatically by saying that remove first. And when I go for the remove last, so remove last in the previous example, it is nothing but a fifth element. So here you will find this fifth element is whenever I'm using this remove last. So are you getting everyone? Any doubt? So these are the all functions: add first, add last, push, offer, and offer first. You can add and remove also. Offer last can be adding an element at the last also. So offer last is just like an adding at the last. Offer is just like an adding an element. Offer first is for the adding element at the first position. So you can use any function which we have specified here. So do you have any problem? Do anyone have any problem? Bolo.
No, sir.
Okay. So this how we have completed. This how we have completed DQ, and just we'll go for an array description of what we have completed. We have gone through array list, linked list, vector stack, array queue, priority queue. This part, whole part is being completed. Only two, three classes are still remaining. That is has set, link has set, and preset. It is very big in execution. There are ample number of functions are being specified over here. But I'm expecting up till now with list and queue, you should be completed with all your programs what we have written, executed in a session. And I am expecting you should write all the programs in 200 pages notebook, and you should understand what all functions are there and what will be the expected output, and try to go for executing all the programs. It is very simple. There is no nothing complicated in this program.